Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, you have no life if you're here, but hey, I always appreciate a viewer or two. So we are going live, and here comes the fun. So get ready for an incredible tournament, perhaps, if my Fire Pro decides to work. There we go. So, shout out to VTech Guy for allowing me to use his Steam account. I'm going to be doing a fun little stream, so hopefully, this is at least somewhat enjoyable for those of you who choose to slave through it. So we are going to do a 32. 16 tag team tournament. I'm not that crazy. 32 would take a little bit too long. So we're going to pick 32 teams. I've had a bit of inspiration, a bit of help from some of the guys in the Discord, that VTech Guy and Uncrowned Hero Zero, and I don't know what Chris's channel is, but he helps run it. So shout out to them, of course. So we are going to get the tag team set up as we speak. So we're going to start with Edge and Christian. Of course, they're going to be bracket number 1. The number 2 seed, I think, should go to the Road Warriors. I know that some of this isn't set up quite right. I know that some of the names and some of the places might be a little controversial. It's not my fault. I'm just lazy. So we're going to put Hawk and Animal in here. They'll be the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed will be... Well, let's take a look around, shall we? None of you. Obviously none of ECW. We'll get to you. No. You know what? These rankings don't necessarily have to be 100% accurate, so let's stick the Dudleys in here next. And then for this one, so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to balance out the brackets so that they don't get totally screwed up, because that would be really upsetting. So let's do Kevin Nash and Scott Hall next. Alright, let's go up here and stick the Hardy Boys in this slot. Or actually, let's stick the Rockers in this spot. Or the Rock and Roll Express, not the Rockers, wow. I should have the Rockers in here somewhere, but I don't think I have them downloaded, and Shawn Michaels is better off for another tag team, obviously, so... Grab Triple H, not Kane, not yet, at least. Does he have like a suck it attire? Good enough. And then Shawn Michaels should be around here somewhere. Unless I stuck him in New Gen, which is possible. Yeah, there he is. Can we get a DX Shawn Michaels? There's a DX Shawn Michaels. And then here, we will stick... Where's Billy Gunn and Road Dogg? There they are. That's a really good tag team. And here, we'll put probably my So, of the modern day, this is probably the best team that I know of, and they will go in the slot, and they're the New Day, obviously. You guys know them. You guys may not love them, but the fact is that the New Day have done incredibly well for themselves. Considering they were just kind of a thrown together trio, it's just worked, you know? And they've held records, they've done a lot of crazy things, and I think that they deserve to be in this tournament. Alright. Now, Kofi and Big E's first round matchup will be against let's go with the British Bulldog and the Dynamite Kid. And then we will put the Hearts in this next spot. So there's Bret Hart, and Jim Neidhart is down here. Then here, I want to stick another one of my modern day favorite teams here. We're going to put the Shield in here, because I think that they, as a faction, they were better, obviously, but like, as a team, they were still a functional enough team to be considered probably one of the better tag teams in history. Of course, that could be met with controversy. But you know, it happens. One thing that you can't really deny is the success of Stevie Ray and Booker T as a team, so we're going to stick them in here. Where did I stick Booker T, though? Oh. What in the hell did I do? I should have a Booker T. Okay, maybe I don't have a Booker T. So, new idea. We'll put the Young Bucks here. We won't use Matt Jackson twice, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let's put Nick Jackson here. There we go. The Young Bucks here. And then, then let's put Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard in here next. And then let's put Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey in here next. From the Midnight Express, of course. Not that it doesn't say that right there. Then another team I feel... So we've got them. Another team I feel have earned their way into this tournament by their stellar performances in history, even if a lot of people won't agree with it. You gotta just say that the Usos have done a lot. As a twin brother team, they have done as much as the Young Bucks, if not more, for the sport of wrestling. And they've been almost reinvigorated by the recent revitalization they've gone under, thanks to their new, how do I put this nicely, ghetto personas. So that's a whole thing. And then we will close out this tournament's entry list with the Steiner brothers. So that should be pretty cool. And that is not the right button. Oh, hi Morty. See, now I see where the chat is. These are the things I do to myself. So, I think we've got the entry all finished. I don't have any special rings. I don't really need any special rings. So let's go to match 1 of this Fire Pro Wrestling tournament. Edge and Christian taking on Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Good luck. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The first ever Fire Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions will be determined by this tournament. And here comes Edge. Edge, of course, known for being a legendary member of the WWE roster. You know, he's always been one of my favorite guys to watch in the ring. He's definitely delightful, for sure, to see in the ring. And here comes his brother, Christian. Apparently, Christian felt like bringing out the old Brood garments, if you will, when he was teamed up with Gangrel and Edge, obviously. And these two have an uphill battle. I mean, they're rated as the #1 seed in this tournament for a reason, but Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard are probably one of the toughest tag teams in the 1980s. Arn Anderson, of course, of Four Horsemen fame, along with Tully Blanchard, if I'm not mistaken. So these two are going to be hard to defeat. Of course, these two are two of the what is referred to by WWE fans a lot of the time, and wrestling fans in general, as the Territory Days. So it'll be interesting to see how this Territory Days team does against a team of Edge and Christian, who were at the forefront of one of the greatest times in tag team wrestling in the WWF during the Attitude Era, when you had teams like the New Age Outlaws, the Dudleys, the Hardys. You had a lot of teams vying for the same prize. So Christian and I believe that's Anderson lock up first. Christian with a drop toe hold. They circle the ring and he takes down Arn Anderson again. Arn Anderson, though, with a scoop slam, takes it all the way to the outside. The ref gets to a count of 2. And yeah, taking a spine buster from Arn Anderson would not be pretty. And Christian, of course, looks to be someone who will probably become a recipient of one of those. Christian takes him down with a leg whip. That is probably the 3rd leg whip in this match so far. Christian with the elbow sets him up. But Arn Anderson pokes him in the eye and tags in partner Tully Blanchard. The Four Horsemen, of course, one of the greatest stables in wrestling history, alongside Ric Flair. These two have done a lot of damage. Of course, this stable has been reincarnated so many times it's hard to keep track of the Four Horsemen, as Edge getting scooped and slammed and going for a dropkick but missing wildly. Tully Blanchard versus Edge. Edge with the clothesline knocks him down. And another scoop slam. He looked like he was trying to tag in Christian for a second, but it just wasn't happening that time. It's another rake to the eyes from Blanchard. It's just not a great time as Edge stomps his lower regions. But of course, Tully Blanchard not going to sell that one for anybody. Bulldog from Edge takes Blanchard down temporarily. Blanchard goes in quickly, tags in Arn Anderson. And I guess this tag team feature is history, as I am going to have to game share back. We will return to this a little later on, of course. Thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this, let me know.